Alright, 1990, Capcom, USA. Here it is, my friends. Welcome back, my great viewers. It is the Fruity Tangerine 17, and we are starting my next project, Mega Man 3, Search Snake Only. I'm so hyped about this. Why am I so hyped? Because Mega Man 3 is my favorite classic Mega Man game. I love it. I love this game. I've binge played it so much. It and many ROM hacks as well. There's so many great ROM hacks of this game. But yeah, I'm just glad to be getting back to another Mega Man game after my vastly successful Rolling Cutter only of the first game and Atomic Fire only of the second game. This time we'll be doing Search Snake only, and I'm gonna let this awesome tower music play its course because it really is fantastic. Alright, let's get into it. Game start. No opening intro cutscene, unfortunately, which is quite sad, particularly considering how epic that music is. But nevertheless, here we are on the stage select screen. Nice, lovely blue background. Mega Man 3's all over the place. And as you can see, 8 all new Robot Masters for us to take down. Very much following the formula set down by Mega Man 2. We got those... what was I gonna say? I'm already like losing track of what I say. I'm just so excited, alright? Mega Man's eyes, look, they follow you round as you go around. Look, Mega Man's eyes. Oh, I love that attention to detail. It's so cool. It's a really simple thing, but it pleases me ever so much. Anyways, if you couldn't easily guess, the Search Snake is obviously Snake Man's weapon, and I thought it would be interesting to do this game using that weapon, just because, I don't know, I've never really attempted it before, and I think it will be a bit less ridiculous than things like Topspin only, which I think other people have done anyways. So yeah, I decided to stick with Search Snake, which also gives me the opportunity to do my favorite stage first. I love Snake Man's stage so much, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Incidentally, this time I do have the Game Genie code for Infinite Search Snake, but unlike the codes for the first two games, this one actually allows me to start the game with the Search Snake. So even without beating Snake Man, I have the Search Snake, so I could really start with any one of these stages if I wanted to. But no, I'm going to start with the Robot Master from which that weapon originates, Snake Man. Numerically speaking, is actually the 6th Robot Master of this game, and Needle Man is the first one, but we'll get into that later. For now, top center, Snake Man, my favorite Robot Master, not only in this game, but in the entire series. I love Snake Man, just love him, love his design, love his stage music. He's just fantastic. Anyways, we've been listening to this great stage select music for a bit too long now. I think it's time we delved into it, and this is the first game which actually uses a different stage start theme to what the first two games set down as the iconic theme. We've got quite a different one going on here, which I'll let you listen to as Snake Man does his little cocky pose. Oh yeah, love that pose and that smirk from Snake Man. It's so great. Anyways, this is our new pause menu, and we have our E-Tanks over there making their return from Mega Man 2. We've got 2 lives, of course, as usual. We have our regular Mega Buster here, which I won't be using. We also have a new addition to this game, Rush Coil, a new character, our lovely robot dog. You can jump on him, and he lets you get an extra boost up into the air, which is sometimes required to progress through stages, but sometimes it's just required to get some optional power-ups, and sometimes it can just help you do an extra difficult jump. So he's there to help us out. Good old Rush, he becomes a staple of the series from now on. And he's not the only new character that's introduced in the game, so that's really cool. Here it is, the Search Snake, Snake Man's weapon. Basically, it tracks along the ground and goes up walls. As you can see, it's going along an invisible wall there at the end of the screen. That's pretty funny, actually. So in that regard, it's actually quite difficult to use for enemies that aren't along the ground, which is one of the reasons I chose it, because it would be a really cool challenge to use. And I wonder if it actually works against Snake Man himself. This will be the first time we get to use the Robot Master's own weapon against the Robot Master within their actual stage. Anyways, here we are on Snake Man's stage. As you can see, it is made out of snakes. Legit. I love how surreal this stage is. It's another reason why it's my favorite in the game. And wow, this is actually proving very effective so far. We got these petite snaky enemies, which is absolutely destroying. Wow, this is... maybe I underestimated the power of this weapon with infinite ammo. This thing's an absolute bomb. Look at it. Wow. I've got this next room coming up here. Shouldn't be any problem for me. Whoa. Wow, one hit kills them. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. I didn't know it did that. That's really cool. But yeah, aesthetically, I love this stage. You got this cool green brick background, this foreground with all these really intricate looking snake design patterns. I love the way that they actually fit the tiles together like this to create these sort of intricately looking designed rooms, but that are actually quite simple to traverse. It's you know, great attention to detail. Anyway, Big Snakey, oh my goodness. Oh dear, this isn't gonna work out well. Our first mini-boss of the game here, and I already can't hit him. I'll have to get way up in his face, I think. Oh dear, I don't like this. Oh, I think I saw I could hurt him. Oh boy, I don't like this. Kill him quickly. Kill it with fire. No, Atomic Fire only was Mega Man 2. What am I talking about? One of the things that's always bothered me about this is his background. There's this random black hole here. See where I'm jumping? I don't get it. It's just random tile with this black hole there. Maybe it's to show that this is like sort of a decrepit factory. I mean, that's what I'd call it. I'd call this stage Snake Factory. Whatever a Snake Factory stage is. I don't know what this stage is supposed to be. Again, it's really surreal, and that's one of the reasons I love it. Anyways, we're moving on, and we got petite snakies on the ceiling now, so things aren't exactly getting any easier, but they give us health, like 2 giant health refills up here, so maybe it is getting easier, I don't know. It's like one of the only times in the series where there's 2 giant health pickups right next to each other just for the taking. Definitely makes things a bit easier. Oh, but one of the things I haven't even been talking about in this game is the slide. A new mechanic introduced in this game, wasn't in the first 2 games. You hold whatever direction you want to slide, and also hold down, then press jump, and it lets you slide on the ground. It's very useful for moving quickly. It makes this game much more fast-paced than the first 2 games. Another reason why it's one of my favorites. And I should bring up the soundtrack while I'm on talking of favorites. This might not be my absolute favorite Mega Man soundtrack, but it's definitely up there. And much like I said, I love Snake Man's stage, and another reason for that is its music. This is probably my favorite music in the game, Snake Man's theme. I love it, and it's a very popular one among the fandom as well, so you wouldn't be surprised seeing it on many like top 10 lists and so on. You also climb up ladders considerably faster in this game, which is very handy after the rather slow-moving ladders in the first 2 games. Oh my goodness, I can't hurt these guys. These guys are called Hammer Joes, and it doesn't look like I can hurt him with a Surf Snake. He's appropriately green colored for this stage, just like I am. Everything in this stage is green. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can jump over him. Nope. Alright, just gonna have to tank the hit. That was unfortunate. Sometimes these things can't be avoided, can they? Now, we got a split path here, actually. One of the few times we have one. And up this way, you actually have some question mark canisters. These will give you a random power up. Let's see what it'll give me. Alright, weapon energy, that's no use to me. More weapon energy, useless to me again. Oh well, I guess it was worth the attempt. I'm gonna have to take a hit from this guy, because there's no way I'm getting past him. Oh, I could use Rush Coil. I'm gonna try and be minimalist Rush Coil though, and only use Rush Coil if I absolutely need him to progress. It feels a little bit cheap otherwise. But anyways, the next Big Snakey, yes, there's 2 of them. Big Snakey, the sequel, as it were. Just keep hitting him with a Surf Snake, it looks like. Yeah, I've got that strategy down pat. With the Mega Buster, you can just sort of stick over here and actually shoot him without even having to go in his little moving tail thing here, so it's really not that big of a deal. Oh yeah, these pole vaulting guys, they're no problem. You can just do that to avoid them. You just gotta be a bit patient. Or you can actually slide through them at a particular timing and they won't hurt you. We actually have quite a tricky jump here. Whoa, there we go. That's definitely a long jump. And as you can see, the Snake Factory is starting to break off. We're moving out off onto the roof, as it were, of the Snake Factory into the sky. Reminds me very much of Airman's stage. So maybe that's why it's appropriate to put Snake Man in the top center position of the stage select screen. You know, he's way up there in the sky and all that. Climbing up these ladders, well up into the sky. It's so epic though, just ascending out of the Snake Factory into the cloud-like smokestacks. Oh, it's just another reason why I love this stage so much. The music, the aesthetic, the actual stage design itself, this stage nails it all. It's so brilliant. Unfortunately, one of the things that isn't so brilliant to these cloud platforms, they can actually be a bit glitchy. And sometimes they will just knock you straight off when you land on them if you just stand still on top of the platform. So you want to jump onto them like that, and that makes sure that doesn't happen. Anyway, yeah, these cloud bullet guys, gotta watch out for them. Once you hit them, they'll come out of their clouds, and yeah, then they're gonna get you. But with that, the stage is done. We have successfully traversed Snake Man stage. Brilliant stage. Love it. So glad to have started off this game with such a highlight. Sharing memories, you know, I first played this game October 7th, 2014, so a week right after Mega Man 1 and 2. This was actually the last Robot Master stage I beat, but it just had such a grand scope. I was just blown away by it when I finally beat the stage as my final Robot Master stage, because the stage just felt so long and epic, and then I came to realize later it's not actually that long. It just felt like it was because of how much I loved it. It felt like it went on to eternity with its epicness. But anyway, here's a snake fight, and he does take damage for it. Oh, right, that's right. He takes extensive damage from it, because I forgot the Robot Masters in this game are weak to their own weapons. Yeah, it's actually a thing in this game, much like Metal Man in Mega Man 2. So since he's going to go down really quickly, I actually won't attack him. I'll let him do his thing. I'll show off his pattern. He's one of those rare Robot Masters where the terrain in his boss chamber here isn't actually flat. We've got this pillar here in the middle which you need to use to jump over him. He has very simple AI though. Probably the biggest flaw about Snake Man is the fact that his battle is a little dull, even if I love everything else about him. Because you can just go do this, just keep running, chasing him across the screen, jumping over him. It's really easy. And yeah, as I alluded to before, every Robot Master in this game is weak to their own weapon. Not always to the same degree as their proper weakness, but yeah, they're always weak to their own weapon. So that's a bit of a hint of advice for you when it comes to playing the rematches against them in the Fortress stages. So yeah, as you can see, it is extremely easy to defeat Snake Man if you know what you're doing. As you can see, I haven't taken damage in ages. I only took damage at the beginning because I was being reckless. So yeah, I might as well take him down. Might as well do it. I like how my Snurch Snakes bounce off his Search Snakes. It's like a tongue twister. But it is pretty hilarious how they do bounce off. It's Search Snake versus Snurch Snake. My ones are also a little bit darker green than his. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Anyways, let's finish this. Come on, that's got to hit him. No? Alright, that's... yeah, there we go. Hit him. Snake Man has been defeated. But yeah, what a brilliant stage. And with that, we go to the center of the screen and... bam! We actually get to see our new power being activated. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a glitch in this game, which makes it if you are using infinite ammo of a particular weapon of the Robot Master that you just beat, it actually won't let you progress to the weapon get screen if you don't then turn off that code. So I will meet you guys in a moment after I've turned off the code so that I can actually progress past the screen and your ears can take a rest from this extremely ear-piercing noise that's playing right now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a moment. Hey guys, we are back. Unfortunately I ran into some problems and I had to replay through Snake Man stage again, just using the Mega Buster with the Snurch Snake cheat off. As you can see, it's no longer there. But this time we're going to defeat Snake Man and quote-unquote pick up the Search Snake. So here we go. There we go, Search Snake is defeated and we can quote-unquote officially pick it up. So we run to the center pillar, jump up, get some flashes, and there it is. It's bar filling up lovely in our menu right there, and we get the best weapon get music in the Mega Man series. Ah, you got Search Snake. I love the uncertain look on Mega Man's face there, it's great. And there's our password, working the same sort of similar way as usual with the red dots inside the grid pattern. Yeah, I really love that weapon get screen and this music. So good. Anyways, we have to head back to the stage to select screen here, and just like Mega Man 2, you can't replay a stage once it's being finished. You can't. It just won't let you. So yeah, it has that in common with Mega Man 2, unlike the first game. Now that Snake Man has been taken down, I might as well tell you what order I'll be doing these stages in. I'll be doing them in numerical order, just like I did with Mega Man 1 and 2. I've already taken on Snake Man, who's actually the 6th one in this numerical order. So I'll be going to Needle Man, who's the first one in this numerical order. Dr. Wily Robot number 17, after Woodman and Mega Man 2 was the final one in that game. He was number 16, Needle Man is number 17. 17 is also my favorite number, so hey, how about that? That's fantastic. As you all know, I'm the Fruity Tangerine 17. Of course, you would know this. People who have been paying attention to my channel will know I've actually already played this stage on my channel. I played this Needleman stage for a very special reason last year on this channel. So how's about that then? But before we head into his stage, I'll need to reselect the cheat for Infinite Search Snake. So I'll meet you guys once that's done. And we're back. So I just re-enabled the code. We now have Infinite Search Snake yet again as we head into Needleman stage. So yeah, anyways, I'd like to point out that I feel very lucky to be doing this stage's video because we've just done we've just done Snake Man, and Snake Man is my favorite Robot Master in the series. Needle Man is actually my second favorite Robot Master in the series. But how about that? I just love Needle Man's design. His mugshot there is great. His stage isn't as fun as Snake Man's, nor is his music as good as Snake Man's, but he has a much better boss battle, one of the very best boss battles in the entire series, and even if it is very challenging. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like it so much, because it's a very challenging but mostly fair boss battle. Anyways, let's jump on right in. He has a very unusual design, very Airman-esque, with his sort of face built into his chest like that. It's great design. Let me just make sure I do have the weapon. I do have it, thank goodness. I was thinking for a second that the code might have worked or something. But as we touch down here in Needleman stage, you can see this is much different to Snake Man stage. Well, it has a bit of a sky setting as well, but it's actually set in some kind of a city. You can see the city in the background there. I'm not sure what those green buildings are there in the background. They're very oddly shaped. I think this is supposed to be set on a ship, of all places. I didn't believe for a while this is supposed to be set on a ship, but I believe it was confirmed in the Mega Man comics that Mega Man faces Needleman on a ship, which is sort of implied by some stuff that looks a little bit like rigging later. So I guess it's a ship docked in harbor. I'm not sure why Needleman would be on a ship of all places, but he is. At least these enemies make sense for Needleman stage. Harrys, I believe they're called. They shoot out some needles and they roll around porcupines as there are. Search Snake seems remarkably effective against them, actually, doesn't it? Interesting looking walls here. This is definitely one of the most graphically complex stages in the game. I've actually had a look at this game in some like level editors and things, and it has a lot of tiles and some quite complicated ones at that. And there you go, there's sort of that rigging stuff in the background, those ropes sort of hanging down. You get some cannon enemies here, all seem to fall very easily to the Search Snake as well. Mets making their return. It's tradition for Mets to be in like every Mega Man game, and you can actually see a giant Met underneath here. That'll become relevant in a later stage in the game. We'll actually get to see those giant Mets. But for now, we're just having to deal with the little mini ones. I really like this section of the stage. There's a very nice flow to it, a very, very nice flow and progression of difficulty to it. But it seems that these dragonfly enemies, I can't remember what they're called, they don't seem to take any damage from Search Snake. It seems to bounce right off. Then we come down here and there's some needle presses. You can't kill these things, they're just obstacles, so you just have to slide your way past them. And yeah, it looks like we're on the inside of the ship right now. Again, it's kind of a weird looking ship, but hey, I won't judge. I always thought this stage was some kind of construction site for the longest time, to be perfectly honest. It fits the bill. I thought it was like a skyscraper construction site, which I feel fits Needleman sort of more, you know, like almost like nails. Like, you know, he's working on the skyscraper, needling in them nails. Anyway, there's an E-Tank there. I had to use Rush to get it. I mean, I am trying to keep this Search Snake only, but I'll use Rush to get the occasional power-up like that. And it looks like I'm going to have to take damage from these Hammer Joes again, because they're not really passable, are they? That's a shame. I should probably take damage from their hammers. They probably do less damage. And there we go. And now we have the big stomper enemy of the game, like Big Eye from Mega Man 1. You can just slide under him, though. I can't remember his name either, but he doesn't take many hits. Can the Search Snake hurt him? It doesn't look like the Search Snake can hurt him. You have to hit him when his eyes are out. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working. But anyway, with that, the stage is over. Needleman stage is actually one of the shortest stages in this game. One of the shortest Robot Master stages in the series, really. Which is a bit of a shame, because it's quite a fun stage. There's a really great flow to it. Musically, it's not one of my absolute favorites. Definitely not as great as Snake Man's theme, but Needleman's theme is very respectable. It's one of the longest Mega Man themes, actually. I think it's like 1 minute, 15 seconds or something. It's quite long for an 8-bit Mega Man theme. And it has a lot of really fun, catchy parts to it. It's definitely a great theme. I won't deny that, but jumping in here to the Needleman fight, man, this guy's hard but satisfying. Does he take damage from the Search Snake? Oh god, it's going to be hard to hit him with it, I can tell right now. He's a real spaz. Oh, he does take damage. I'm going to have to do it then. I'm going to have to take him down. I can't chicken out and go to the Mega Buster. Oh boy, I'm so dead. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I was dead the moment I got in there. Needleman, he is a spaz, but he's a much fairer spaz than Quickman is, because he actually gives you a fair opportunity to dodge him, and you can usually dodge him all of his attacks with considerate skill. There are certain attacks which are really probably just a little bit too hard to avoid, like if he does a low jump over you and then immediately does a firing of his needle cannon. That's very hard, almost impossible to dodge if I recall correctly. So yeah, maybe not the overall greatest designed boss fight ever, but it's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite in the entire series, just because it is really challenging, but on the much more fair side of challenging. Compared to Quickman, it's just a complete spaz that there's nothing you can really do about him except just spam him to death and hope you don't die first. And then like Slash Man from Mega Man 7, who's just an utter garbage ball. He's an utter scumbag. Garbage ball? What the hell? Why am I calling him a garbage ball? That's such a weird insult. Family-friendly insults. Garbage ball. There you go. That's gonna be my new catchphrase insult, I swear. You're a garbage ball, Needleman. That's what you are. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. There was no way I was beating him. This is really hard, actually. This is a really awkward weapon to fight Needleman with. It's almost a shame he actually takes damage to it, so I can't chicken out and use the Mega Buster. I've only got 0 lives left now, so by this time I'm gonna have to head through that stage again. Lucky it is a really short stage. I guess maybe that's why they did make this stage the shortest one, because they recognized it had the hardest boss. Then again, Shadow Man is also really hard, and his stage is reasonably length, so I don't know. It was actually, it might have been like I was saying before, because this stage has such a complex set of tiles. They might have been getting exasperated with using such complicated tiles and decided to make it the shortest stage. That might fit, actually, because Gemini Man stage, I think, has the simplest set of tiles, and it's pretty much the longest stage out of the 8 Robot Masters. So yeah, I think I've just had a revelation right there about the nature of length of stages in this game, and it all comes down to laziness, doesn't it? And I died. Wow, Needleman. I could have used that E-Tank, but I think I'll save it, because unlike Mega Man 2, this game actually saves your E-Tanks, so you can go through a stage picking up an E-Tank as many times as you want. It's called E-Tank farming, or at least that's what I call it, and you can pretty much get as many E-Tanks as you want using this strategy. It just requires a little bit of patience, you know, game overing and going through the stage a ton of times. So yeah, that's probably a big reason why they put an E-Tank in this stage, just because how hard Needleman is. Again, everything just sort of makes sense when you really think about it logically, because there's only a few Robot Master stages that have E-Tanks, just like in Mega Man 2. Well, in Mega Man 2 there were 4 stages that are E-Tanks out of the 8 Robot Masters. This game it's only 3 stages, so they did drop the number down slightly, but there's still enough E-Tanks to go around, and certainly enough to not have too much trouble farming them if this is your first time playing a game. Playing this game, that is definitely a strategy I would recommend if it is your first time playing this game, is to E-Tank farm, particularly in Gemini Man stage, because that stage has 2 E-Tanks. You can definitely farm up a lot of them there. It's very convenient for you. Or you could always just put in a password that gives you 9 E-Tanks from the get-go. There is a password that does that. A password that starts the game with 9 E-Tanks, but no actual progress through the game, like no bosses defeated. So yeah, that's a nice, easy way to start the game if you're feeling about being a little bit cheap for your first time playing the game. Because let's face it, starting the game with 9 E-Tanks, that is a little bit cheap on your part. You can at least go through the trouble of farming E-Tanks if you're going to have such an exorbitant number of them. But anyway, yeah, with that babbling all done, we're already through the stage. Again, it's very short. Unfortunately, I have less than half health, so my odds of winning on this attempt are looking dismal. They really are. Maybe I should just fire from over here and hope that he's, like, on the floor whenever I fire. Yeah, like, that sort of seems to work. Not really. I don't know, this is definitely hard. This is definitely a challenge. This is the kind of challenge I was looking for when it comes to, doing these, you know, one weapon only challenge runs. I don't want it to be really easy all the way through, because let's be frank, that's a little bit dull if it's really easy all the way through. Alright, come on. I can do it. I'm sure I can do it. I just have to stay patient and remain calm when dodging his attacks. It's funny, because most of the time you actually want to be Needleman the furthest distance away from you possible. But with the Search Snake, it's easy to hit him when he's closer up, so it really is a mixed bag. A mixed bag. It's like you want him to be up close for a limited amount of time that you can get a few hits in, but not up close so long that you end up getting hit by him a ton. It's definitely a balancing act, this boss battle, and yeah, it's just another reason why I'm realizing how much I really like this boss fight. The trickiness of it, but the strategy you have to employ, and the good reaction times you need to have. Ah, I almost made it. I shouldn't have slid that, but it's difficult to know how far he's going to jump, you know? Alright, I hit him. Ooh, haven't done much damage so far. Hopefully that changes. Whoa. Ah, I was hoping I could dodge the needle press on his head there. That's what it's called, needle press. I didn't do a great job that time. I'm debating whether I should use the E-Tanks. I really am. I don't think I'm going to have as much trouble with most of the other bosses, so... I only have 2 of them, though. I'll take one more death if I need to. And next attempt, I'll use them. Yeah, okay. So we got him down to nearly half health there. So I might be able to get away with him using one of the E-Tanks. I think I might try that. I kind of want to be in without having to use E-Tanks, though. I feel like I need to challenge myself and do that, you know? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this attempt goes. And then I'll try and make some kind of decision over how I'm going to handle this. Oh, that would have been such a clutch dodge if I'd made it past. But no, I think it was pretty much impossible to avoid his needle cannon at that point. I really do. Maybe I should spam it a lot more. It causes a lot of slowdown if you spam it, but that could be a good thing, considering you know, his speed is one of the reasons why he's so tricky. So if it's slowing down a lot, then it might become easier. Yeah, I feel like this could be easier. Just spamming the hell out of the weapon. It also seems to have, you know, a bit of a better chance of hitting him. So yeah, maybe this is a better idea, perhaps. Let's try that. Of course, you can't have more than 3 Search Snakes on screen at any one time. That's typical of a lot of Mega Man weapons. So, once they start going up the wall, I can't really fire anymore until they get to the top of the wall and despawn. Okay, I need to wait for them to go away. I want to be able to shoot 3 at once, like that. There we go. He hasn't jumped from that spot in a long time, has he? This definitely seems to be the strategy that works, though. This definitely seems to be the strategy that works. I can totally do this with no E-tanks, given a little bit more practice. Just given a little bit more practice. Unfortunately, yeah, that attempt. No, that wasn't the one. I can do it, though. I believe I shall cut ahead and meet you guys back at the boss room for Needleman again. Alrighty, my friends, we are back. After that run through of the stage, I still took a ton of damage like I did on my previous 2 runs, which is unfortunate, but I did pick up that E-tank again, so if I do decide to chicken out, well, I've got that at my disposal, but hopefully not. I'm probably not going to win in this attempt, though, since I am going in with low health. Maybe I should just kill myself. You know, I think I will. I don't think it's worth attempting a run when I'm on so low on health. You know, if I get really close to beating him, it'll be a damn shame if I fail, just because I wasn't going in with as much health as I could have been. So let's try this again. We've got 2 solid attempts at it. 2 solid attempts. That's enough. Come on. Alright. Nice slow start. Oh. I fired the wrong way. That was not very clever of me. Oh. Thought I was expecting him to jump in my direction there. Okay, now he did it. Oh. Just managed to avoid getting hit, but then I got hit on the next round. Oh, I got hit by him jumping in midair. That was tragic. Aha, he's up against the wall, so when they were going up the wall, they actually hit him for once. That was pretty cool, I must admit. Oh, that was so close to hitting him. Come on. Oh, damn it. I hit him, but he hit me, and it did a lot more damage to me than I did to him. Alright, come on. Slow down that game. Slow down that game. That is probably one of the biggest flaws of this game, is it does actually suffer from quite a lot of slowdown, which is a shame, but in this boss battle, it's actually making things slightly easier for me. So how about that then? Everything has a silver lining, it seems. Come on. Almost there. So close. So close. Oh no. It's gonna be a near thing. This is gonna be the showdown of the century. Who will win? Needleman versus Search Snake. Who will be the victor? Oh my god. Go. Yes! That was so close! Did you see how close that was? Oh my goodness, that was enthralling. That was actually enthralling. That was probably the most fun I've had with any Robot Master fight in the series thus far, under 1 weapon limitation rules. Again, just another reason why I love Needleman. His boss fight, just even under these special rules, is really fun. And we get the Needle Cannon, which is more or less a reskinned Mega Buster, except you can hold down the button to keep firing it rapidly. You also get Rush Jet, another good piece of game design here, because Needleman being the hardest Robot Master, it's only appropriate he should give you Rush Jet, because Rush Jet is the most broken utility in the series. Rush Jet in Mega Man 3 is so powerful. It basically lets Rush the Dog turn into a jet platform. It lets you fly anywhere on screen, like literally anywhere. You can just skip like every platform puzzle in the game using it. It's so OP. And so yeah, it's appropriate that the Harness Robot Master should give it to you. Extremely OP. I'll show it off some point later in the run, as I will the Needle Cannon for demonstrations purposes. Needle Cannon's a pretty underwhelming weapon, though it's definitely much less interesting than the Search Snake is. But yeah, with that, we've taken down Snake Man, Needle Man, my favorite Robot Masters in the entire series, so what a fantastic way to kick off the Search Snake only run of Mega Man 3. Join me next time when we'll be taking on the next 2 Robot Masters in the numerical order. After taking down Dr. Wily number 17 Needleman, we'll be taking down number 18 Magnet Man and number 19 Gemini Man. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to those stages next time the same way I am. Until then, this is the Fruity Tangerine 17, signing off.